The group Sharia for Belgium, which is now disbanded, is accused of sending dozens of young men to fight with jihadist organisations, including Islamic State. Amid high security in the city of Antwerp, judges sentenced the group's leader, Fouad Belkacem, to 12 years in jail. Dimitri Bonting travelled to Syria in 2013 to try to bring back his son Jejoen, who was given a suspended sentence Wednesday after agreeing to be a witness for the prosecution. Bonting criticised the decision to give long jail sentences to young people he described as brainwashed.
Is dat een zeer spijtige manier?
They are being criminalized, and that way they will never return. And this way, we only create more fertile ground for terrorists and more hate and frustration against the West.
Officials say around 350 Belgians have travelled to fight in Syria, the highest number in Europe relative to Belgium's population. Overall, an estimated 4,000 Europeans have joined Islamist militant groups. Several countries, including Britain, France and Spain, are debating removing the passports and citizenship of those convicted of travelling to join terror groups. Security services are pushing for more powers of surveillance. It's a delicate balance, says Sajjan Gohel of the Asia Pacific Foundation in London.
The authorities do need to have the tools to be able to stop it, but whether those legislations that are being proposed by various European and Western countries can be implemented remains to be seen, because human rights and civil liberties will come into it, and the legal dynamics will be ongoing for many years potentially.
The proposals to try to tackle foreign fighters can be counterproductive, says Steve Crawshaw of Amnesty International.
Because they introduce a level of restriction without really addressing the actual crimes that have been committed. What we need is for laws to deal with crimes, and the criminal code is already there to deal with that. You don't want to broaden that out indefinitely. That's a very wrong way to go.
Sajjan Gohel says the West must tackle the propaganda to dissuade impressionable young Muslims from joining Islamic State.
They need to see that this group kills more Muslims than they kill anybody else, and that is something the West really needs to convey far more than it's doing.
Kurdish fighters, backed by US-led coalition airstrikes, prevented Islamic State from taking the key Syrian town of Kobani last month. This defeat could help change the perception of invincibility among potential foreign fighters, says Gohel.
They poured fighters into Kobani, took a lot of hits, a lot of resources were utilized, but they were not able to take the town. Symbolically, it has been a very important defeat for the group, but equally what they have tried to do to mask it is show videos of the hostages that they've taken.
Washington confirmed that Islamic State's last US hostage, aid worker Kayla Mueller, was killed, though it's not clear how. Analysts say the group now holds just a handful of Western hostages. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.